Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasant duty as the director of UCEEB to welcome you all to today's event, to today's conference. Why are we organizing today's conference? The first impulse to organize this event was by our scientific committee last year. Our scientific committee is a committee that advises us how to steer UCEEB, where to go in next year, mainly what to do in research and development. And they advised us to foster the cooperation between our research groups by organizing a conference where everyone or every project would present their results, and that this would help to communicate within our institute what we have achieved, what we have done, and what we are planning. So after 1 year of preparations, we finally did it, and I'm looking forward to what we will see today. I would like this conference to happen every year, such that every year we have a chance to see really what we are doing, and to also to compare our results, to see what we are doing, and to get an inspiration for our future work, because cooperation is one of the most important things that we should do here at UCEEB. This conference is also held within the project LTI 19013 and supported by the Inter-Inform program of the Czech Ministry of Education. Within this conference, we will present several projects and several results that we had today. And so you will see many speakers here online, and my duty is also to present one of the largest projects that we have here, which is called CAMEB. CAMEB is not a project really, it's more a center or a set of several projects. It's a project within the National Center of Competence call of the Technology Agency of the Czech Republic. And as I said, it's one of the largest financial but also research resources of UCEEB today. Maybe to give you a context, the project has the budget of about 100 million Czech crowns for 2 years. And there are several partners, I will talk about that later. And UCEEB has the budget of about 25 million Czech crowns within this project, which is about 10% of our yearly budget. Our yearly budget is about 250 million Czech crowns each year. Typically, our projects have the yearly budget about 2, 3, 4 million Czech crowns, so this is really a large project. We are currently running about 65 projects, and each year we have about 170 direct cooperations with the industry. So this project this center is really important for us. The aim of the project is to support a nationwide research center with a common topic, and the common topic here is diminishing renewable resources in construction industry. It works like our own funding agency. So once we applied for this project, we got the money, and we got some rules how to decide on which research we should support. So within this center, we have our own board, which decides which research is supported and which is not, and this is quite a fast process. So normally, if you submit a project to Thatcher or Gatcher, it takes usually almost a year before you get a notice whether your project will be funded or not. But within the National Center of Competence, this time shrinks to 1 or 2 months. So it's really a fast project, and we have the opportunity to fund really the research that we need. So as I said, the motivation was diminishing of non-renewable resources. And not only resources such as, I don't know, limestone for cement or sand for glass, but also non-renewable resources for energy production. The motivation goes as follows. We are, I will use a pointer here. So important thing is conversion factor and amount of reserves of the resource, let's say crude oil. While we have a big amount of reserves, our conversion factor is small in the sense that we need only a little amount of energy to get the resource out of the earth or out of the ground. And as the technology advances, we can use more and more reserves of resources, which are quite abundant, but you need technology to use those resources. And so the project aims at new technologies to use scarcer resources, to use also recycled materials, and to use renewables. Because one thing is to really use non-renewable resources which are scarce, but as it becomes more and more expensive, the motivation for using recycled materials and the motivation for using renewable resources becomes stronger, because it actually becomes cheaper than using primary resources. The structure of the Center of Competence CAMEB is shown here on this picture. We have 4 main competencies or topics, which are materials, energy and water, indoor environment quality, and structures. And we have 3 horizontal topics which support the main competencies or the main topics. And these are architecture and design, diagnostics and simulation, and processes. So as the center has quite a nice budget, we also cover a wide range of topics in built environment. And one of the conditions for the projects carried out within the center is in multidisciplinarity. So we must really cooperate together on the topics, and not only on the topics, but also between the partners of the center. I'll come to that later. The center has many partners from the industry and also from the academia. And the condition for the project carried out within the Center of Competence is that academia and industry cooperate together. We also try to focus on new technologies such as BIM, virtual reality, or artificial intelligence. For instance, for artificial intelligence, I don't know if you are aware of it, but in our RP5 research group, we have new colleagues that focus on artificial intelligence and that try to develop new methods which are useful in construction and in built environment. So CAMEB Center is not only our opportunity to carry out research in our traditional topics, but also to develop new topics and to see whether they have the perspective for the future, whether we should follow them in the future and see new ways of development in built environment. This CAMEB Center is quite complicated in sense of structure. UCEEB is the lead partner of of the center. That is quite a success. There are 12 centers supported by the Technological Agency of the Czech Republic, currently in the Czech Republic, and we are one of them, so it's also quite a prestigious project, and it's quite important that UCEEB is the lead partner, that we are responsible for this project. But it's not only us. Our partners include universities and private companies. The Faculty of Civil Engineering is also part of the project. The second main partner, so to say, is the Technical University of Brno, the ADMAS Center, and also the Faculty of Civil Engineering in Brno. Then we have the Mendel University in Brno and the Technical University of Liberec. And if you look at the partners, at their logos here on this slide, you may see that many of our traditional, so to say, partners are part of this center of competence, such as, I don't know, Siemens, Regulus, Skanska, Phoenix. So it's a great opportunity to work on the cooperation with our partners. What is an interesting fact or thing about this project is that the private companies get no financial support. This is quite unusual for a Czech research project funded by a state agency. But it's quite common in Europe, in Western Europe. So the Technological Agency of the Czech Republic tried to test this system also in the Czech Republic. And I have to say that it works quite well. The companies are willing to cooperate, even though they get no money for the research. We feared a little bit before the beginning of the project how the cooperation will look like, and we fear that the companies will not be motivated to work on joint research projects because of no financing for them, but that did not happen. The companies work quite well with us. They are very active, and you cannot really see a difference between a funded and non-funded project. So in our case, the cooperation is really perfect. Unfortunately, in the other centers of competences, in the other 11 or 12 centers that are running now in the Czech Republic, the experience is not that good. So the Technological Agency is considering the support of the companies in the next call. The projects within this center should create a strong drag for results, which means that the companies should really be interested in what we are researching, because they invest their own money there. And this is another thing that we can see in the projects of CAMEB, that the companies that are involved in the project, they really take care on where we are heading, what the results will be, because it costs them real money. And this is also, or this should be, an inspiration for our project as well. As you may know, most of the projects that are planned for the next 2 or 3 years require co-financing. So we have to invest our own money into the project, and that should also force us somehow, or give us the challenge to go for really excellent results, because we invest our own money in the projects and we need some revenues from the project as well in order to finance the next projects. What is the timeline of CAMEB? The first part is scheduled for 2019 and 2020, so it's just 2 years. In reality, the projects within the center started in the first 6 months of 2019. It was quite a quick start, I have to say. It's not simple to start 13 fairly complicated projects within 6 months, but we did it. As I said, the average time between submitting the project proposal and confirming the financing was 1 to 2 months, so quite quick. It's highly probable, I would say, that the project will be extended to 2021, but due to current situation with the COVID pandemics and with our state budget, the probability is high, but it's not 100% sure, but we believe that it will be extended. And the preparation is a 6-year-long extension of this project, which is scheduled for the years 2022 and 2027. So, this was my introduction to today's conference. I hope that you got some interesting information from my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I hope that you will be with us the whole day. It's much easier, I think, to be online than offline. So the online conference has its advantages and but also disadvantages. And I hope that we will meet here also next year, hopefully in person, and to present excellent results of our research and development. So thank you for your attention, and now is the time for our next speaker.